So
Yeah, caught a quick call there.
yeah, that's all good. So what I was saying is the criteria is very important. So as you get that criteria, it's going to be the template that you're going to use as you come down the playbook into other players. That is your foundation. These are the values. This is why family is important, because you have these core values that money can't break. Money can't maneuver and break through your foundation. So as you're doing that and you build that emergency fund and you have adequate life insurance that can be utilized to take advantage of opportunities that you guys have already established in what level of each shareholder's expertise is, then you're moving in the right direction.
Agreed.
Then you're moving in the right direction, and there's so many benefits. So now moving further down, that's the defense. Is there anything you want to add to the defense, or you want?
The other thing would just be health insurance, which is
Correct.
A tough topic right now, especially with a lot of the losses in jobs. It has become far more expensive.
It is
as well, but it's just a conversation. I'm not saying like you guys had to have all this set up before you get started, but don't play yourself.
Don't.
Just know that those vulnerabilities are out there and do what you can to address them.
You have multiple options. You have health HSAs. You can set them up with your family. High deductible, low premiums, or high premiums. High deductible,
high deductible health
HDHPs. Like there's ways you can set them up, and not everything is for everybody. But again, thinking as a CEO, to already understand what this timeline is going to be like, this world is a pie, what percentage you need to start allocating to here, then that operating agreement is going to start taking shape as you're moving forward. And that's thinking as a CEO. And how do we relate that to your family? Well, if you have a kid, say you're a newlywed and you plan on having kids, and we know that our kids are going to do what they desire, what they seem fit, and our job as parents are to be the example and to help navigate them in the direction that they can gravitate to and want to take ownership in. So being able to set up something that will allow them to take advantage of that moving forward is what you want to be able to do. That is what we call an inheritance. You read.
But decide that as a family.
As a family.
What do you guys want to pass on to the next generation?
Yeah.
If anything, again, that's for y'all to decide. I'm assuming you're going to want to give something to the next generation, but talk it through.
The reason why we say talk it through, and we've seen it so many times, is because anytime someone wants to be the dictator and feel like they make all the decisions and they always right, we heard the saying, pride comes, then fall comes, and ability follows humility. So when you're allowing someone to make the decisions, this is why God gives us free will, is you take ownership in your progress. You take ownership in that. And that's what you want out of your employees. That's what you want out of your family members. That's what you want as your coach out of your players. You want them to own up and take responsibility. And that's how you continue to grow. Criticism, I'm reading a book by Dale Carnegie, and it talks about criticism destroying people. But if you figure out ways to encourage people, they take ownership in what they have going on. And so when you come into the table and you're discussing finances, you're trying to figure out what do you want? What is it that you're trying to accomplish? Okay, because money, again, we say is not a goal, it's just a tool. And then that's how you develop that serendipitous lifestyle. You're happy because you're not allowing the pay scale to dictate your level of fulfillment. And you do that by communicating. So again, Stevie brought up a really good point. Communicate. Alpha isn't.
Have a family meeting. That's the easiest way to do it.
Easy way. And do them frequently. I wish my family could meet more, but because we didn't have that head start, now we have obligations. So now we have obligations that we have to see fit, and follow through with, so we can provide and make provisions. So this is why the earlier and more frequently you're able to do that, and it's very advantageous. It's never too late.
So first things first. If you have the idea, if you don't have the idea, get the idea. That family's better than individual. Second, reach out to the family, let everybody know what your thoughts are, where you are, and what the idea is, and that you want to come together as a family. The next step is to set up a meeting or a call or just something where you can get everybody together at one time to have a discussion. And again, the discussion, you know, if you guys may have progressed faster than others, but the discussion should at least be about coming together as a family and what that means, as far as what you guys want to take aim at. So that helps to start the conversation. We don't want to say too much because we don't want to put you in a box of where you have to do. We just know there's some basics that have to come together. So just having that first convo and see where it goes. Again, if you're the person spearheading this, I can tell you from experience, don't have too much expectation for that meeting. Just have the expectation that the meeting is supposed to happen. And then just see where it goes from there. Because again, we don't know the ideas that are going to come from that. So it's hard to say what that next step would be. But as you come together and form the group, just like any other entity, we're starting to think about the offense and the defense. So the defensive side of the ball is, what are the risks to me as an investor? What is the risk to us as a family? And have we adequately addressed that? If we haven't, let's have the conversation. So this includes, but is not limited to, emergency fund, savings, life insurance, health insurance, disability, your car insurance. I mean, there's a ton of different mechanisms that are out there, especially in modern society, that address the issue of risk. So as you come together as an investor, you should know what risks you have to yourself, but if not, go ahead and understand that. And then as you come together as a family, what risks do we have as a family? And figure out what you guys want to do about that. Once you get that defense down and you have an understanding of whether or not you have that in place, some of you, be frank, some of you may move on without having that in place. We just want you to understand your risk. What you choose to do and not to do, again, that's the beauty of choice. Mm-hmm. Everybody has a choice, but we want to make sure that you're aware that if you step forward and you don't have these things in place, you're putting yourself and the family at risk.
It's very much so, because one quote that I really, really enjoyed from you sent me this video of the owner of the Houston Rockets, and he said one thing that...
Wait, say it again? Say
the owner of the Houston Rockets. He said that one thing that happens to people too often is that when things are going good, they forget that it can go bad, and when things are going bad, they forget they're going good. So if you don't have the proper and adequate insurances, it's only a matter of time before you get a flat tire, or you know what I'm saying, or something. We're human. We have
and the reason this is important is we're thinking about the entity of family investing. So this is to support that. It's not to take away from it. Because if Warren Buffett has this quote, when the tide goes out, we get to see who was swimming naked. Mm-hmm. So it's just about protecting the unit so that nothing stops or slows down the investment. Yeah. So again, we say this all the time. A lot of people deal with risk that's in the market. Nobody talks about the risk in real life as you play in the market. So that's where we're coming from.
Very good point. Because now, let's say you have 5 of the greatest businessmen, right? You're not family. 5 of the greatest businessmen, they come together. See, the thing that we fail to realize is the reason why people get into watching gangster movies and your mob movies. The reason why a father starts doing some crazy stuff is because he's having issues at the family that's going on, and now that he's having issues in the family, he's behind on payments over here, so now he's thinking about what are ways he can be advantageous over here with the business. You see what I'm saying? So we forget how important it is that you have conversations with whoever you're working with. What are they doing with their family? Is this man sleeping around on his wife? If he is, there's only a matter of time before that dishonor that he's having in his household is going to spill into here, because there's going to be, we know what happens. Now, I'm not going to say who's right or who's wrong in that situation, because that's relationship and we're financial therapy, not therapy. But what I'm saying is this: we do know for a fact that divorce is going to hit you across the medulla, and you're going to lose a lot of money. And now when that dude is having to pay,
he gets caught up, or he gets sick, or anything happens, now whatever portion of his investment that goes towards the family, it's inconsistent or it's not there.
Yeah.
So again, the defensive side of the ball is protecting your ability to play offense, first and foremost. So that is why that comes first.
We see with the Trailblazers right now.
It will. So as you move into the offense, now you can get into the creative side of things.
And you can be more comfortable shooting them deep threes.
So now you guys can figure out, okay, what do we want to do as a family? Are we starting a business as a family? Are we investing in the market? Are we creating a product? Are we supporting someone who's already doing these things? Or are we investing in each other individually? Like, there's so many different things that you can do. And also, share a comment below. Reach out to us on Instagram, Your Genuine Self, to let us know if your family has come together, what you guys are doing out there. Because we love to share that with the family therapy community.
Sure.
Just to give people inspiration about what other families are doing. So we'll definitely, that video will be coming soon. I think we can hit the streets and do that one.
We're going to do that one?
Yeah, we're going to do an episode of the streets, asking people about what their family's investing in together. And hopefully we'll, be able to bring some inspiration to you guys.
I want to highlight what Steve just said when he broke down the gifts and products or whatever. When you do come together, I encourage that you create, I can't tell you what to do, but I do encourage that you create an environment and a culture of sharing your ideas and sharing your beliefs, because each and everyone has a life, and through that life we develop expertise. And therefore, that level of expertise that you have, somebody don't have in Tibet. Somebody doesn't have maybe across the street. All right, and if you lean into whatever that gift is and that level of expertise is, and you cultivate that, then whatever funds that you have over here can help you to develop that to be even better. And now we can move where we need to be, because that's what's going to develop more production of whatever expertise that you have. I'm going to give an example. The reason why I'm able to say that, because you can see I'm wearing this hoodie, buckets or bench. I had a level of expertise with basketball. I talk about it all the time. So now the things that I do are to present that ability to bring value, or you go sit on a bench. Point blank, period. So
either get buckets or go sit down.
Either get buckets or go sit down. So we actually shot a video. I'm going to show you after we get out here. It's pretty dope. Yeah, so I can spit. Like, I can for real spit.
Yeah, he's solid.
Yeah.
He's nice on and off the court.
Yeah.
I'll give him that.
Yeah.
Okay, three-pointer, but,
We still got to play one-on-one. He's been jumping me out there lately. But, example, doing that now, it's like, okay, how does everything in my life play a part to create and fulfill the purpose that I have with the skill sets that I have? And so when you guys have your conversation with each other, be confident. Even if you're shy, there's something that you know that everybody may not. You probably know more in your pinky than what somebody knows in their whole body.
Yeah.
So when you be confident in that and do your due diligence when you're at home, and so when that conversation is had, please develop a culture where people feel freely to share. It's important.
Have fun with it. Because once you get to that point, you guys are either embarking on something brand new, or you're strengthening something that's already been started. But either way, it's going to benefit the current generation and the generations to come. So take pride in that. Have some fun with it. Everything doesn't have to be so serious. And find a way just to create a funnel for ideas. Because the other thing you're going to notice is you may not get the reaction right there in the conversation or in the meeting, but they will come. So over the weeks or the months, because it's just how life works.
See, time harvest.
Yeah, people start talking. They be like, hey, remember that idea you wanted to do as a family? My such and such, man, they saying they do this. It's just how life works. You just start to run into everything that you start to think about.
It's because you plant seeds, man. You plant seeds, somebody water, and God get an increase. So you got to bring your idea. Idea is a seed. That's what it is.
So stay open, because they will flow.
They will.
They will flow once you start to invest. Because you're unlocking the family value. So part of that is going to be discovery. So many ideas are going to start to flow. People who were once quiet are going to have ideas. They're going to be vocal, and this is a great thing. Again, as a CEO, you're going to have to manage this, but the fact that everybody is participating is a good sign. And just again, on the offensive side, you get to be creative. Decide what you guys want to do, how you want to do it, what time increment do you want to do it. Is this an every year thing? Again, all these things you guys can decide on the details. We just want to help facilitate you to that point and making sure that you don't skip any of the steps in between, because they're so important. And again, like the Houston Rockets, I think his name is Tortilla, something like that. Man, we've been messing up names.
No, he wasn't too happy about yesterday. Sheesh.
Yeah, he's a restaurateur, right?
I think so.
Yeah, I was
nobody was cooking yesterday for them.
Oh,
Chris Paul went for the Chris Paul.
Oh yeah.
Schroeder, they went for that Juju beat.
Okay. They were down 2-0.
It's 2-2 now.
It's 2-2 now.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, never mind.
Yeah.
Why did I think?
Yeah.
Okay, maybe Harden had those great couple games. Okay, Houston, you have a problem.
Yeah, but what was you saying about him?
No, he just the Rockets owner. I forgot what I was talking to him about.
Sorry, guys, I distracted Steve.
No, not at all. Because he's got a really good book out. That's a really quick read on business. But we were just talking about, what has to happen as the CEO of your family, or even the CEO of yourself. So again, just keep working at it. If I'm talking to someone who's tried to have this conversation in the past and didn't go well, try again. To quote the great Aaliyah, at first you don't succeed.
Just step off and try again.
Hey, all right, okay, a little up there.
Yeah.
Keep trying.
Yeah.
And if you think you tried too many times, try again.
Yeah.
Because it's only your family.
That's it. You're not going anywhere. God bless.
You're not going anywhere. So keep going. And for those who haven't, we're excited to see you guys go out there and take your first shot. Again, let us know how it goes. Reach out to us at your genuine self. And let us know, what's going on there. Share with us any of your thoughts or any ideas for the families that are out there already doing this, already have something in place. Let us know what you guys are doing, what your experience has been like. Again, we want to share this with the community because when we think about our true nature, it's really family oriented. I know we live in a land of individualism, but it was always and will always be about the family.
Because relationship capital, because relationship capital, mental capital equals financial capital.
Yeah, that's where wealth creation comes from. And the more minds you can add to that, the better the relationship. It just goes hand in hand. So find a way to get on board with the family, set up the conversation, talk about what you guys want to do, put together a game plan of the steps that you need to take before you get to the investing part. Go through those steps, get ready for the investment. You guys will determine what that means, whether it's money or any other type of investment, whatever time interval you're going to do it as, and just go ahead and get started. Because again, like anything, which we've learned by starting businesses ourselves, but also reading a ton of successful people, is it doesn't necessarily start pretty the first time. So it's okay if there are mistakes that are made. If it comes out ugly, if the first investment didn't win, because it's not, I guess success and failure isn't necessarily whether you guys get a return on your investment each time. It's like who you guys are going to become in the process. So you're going to become a family that not only prays together, but invests together. Like, that's huge. And that seed or that DNA that you guys are writing, think of it like you guys are writing your own code. You're going to pass that down to the next generation. So you're the first generation to get it off the ground. Maybe the second generation is the one who actually flies. Again, that's just how nature and life works. But it's worth getting it off the ground. So please, I hope we're able to impress upon you that investing as a family is far better than investing as an individual. Because individual success is one thing, but family success.
I'm reading a book called I'm reading a book called Attached. It talks about the attachment lifestyles that we have. Whether you have an avoidance, you have a secure, you have an anxious. Whether you think there's more or less, you can have that conversation.
Yeah, I'll be avoiding. I'll be like,
but whenever you get to a point in your life where you have that vulnerability that hits you, you'll avoid it, or you'll lean into it, or you're comfortable with it. All right, or you want to hurry up and jump into it. So they gave a story of the guy we talked about this, the guy who went to Alaska, who wanted to walk all the way to Alaska. And then he ended up passing away.
Yes. Oh man, love this.
Yeah, and the last thing,
Into the Wild.
The last thing that he wrote in his journal was, happiness isn't happiness unless shared with someone.
Yeah. He learned the value of family once he got a chance to be away from them. So it was a great movie. Sean Penn, excellent soundtrack. Shout out to Pearl Jam, lead singer. Yeah, you guys are gonna kill me a lot of this. Eddie Vedder? I think that's his name. But did an excellent soundtrack. But anyway, great movie based on a true story. It was about a guy from Atlanta, Georgia, who went to Emory University in the 90s, early 90s, who decided that he wanted to give it all up and start over and live off the land, and he made his way to Alaska. Burned his license, donated his savings to charity, burned all his identification, and just hitchhiked and took off towards Alaska. But some of the revelations in the movie speaks to that family dynamic. They shot it as he had a dysfunctional family. I don't want to give away the story, but some of the realizations that he has at the end when he's in the wilderness, I think shares a lot about what family means in the end, even the dysfunctional ones.
And we think these conversations, the relationship, understanding that is important. So if you guys have time, there's books that we mentioned, Blue Ocean, the book about the owner, the business book.
The Houston Rockets.
Yeah, you can just Google him, his books.
I don't want to continue to mess his name up, but he's got a book, quick read. Definitely speaks to the CEOs of businesses. That
one, The Way of the Superior Man, and then this book, last one I'm about to mention to you, Attached. It talks about relationships and how they develop, and how the behaviors and the relationships that you have as a kid will resonate in how you interact as an adult. And these books we highly suggest and highly recommend, because again, human life value is what we believe, and that'll help to bridge the gap with the relationship capital and the mental capital, so you can have the financial capital. And when you're looking for, a conversation around finance, we would love to have that conversation with you.
Shout us out. Again, reach out, your genuine self.
Yes.
Let us know.
For sure.
Any questions, especially with today's podcast. This one hits home for both of us. We really believe in that family dynamic and unlocking the family's human life value. So again, share with us any stories that you have. We don't care whether they're success or failures, whether they're ideas or things that are actually being implemented. We want to hear from all of that, or hear about all of that, because we want to share with others and help inspire others. Because again, we just simply believe, the family that prays together stays together, but the family that invests together
gets paid together.
Gets blessed together.
Family that prays together stays together. The family that invests together gets blessed together.
Blessed together.
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, Proverbs says, you know, great man leaves the inheritance to his children. Now, of course, the patriarchal view of the Bible is going to write man, but it means humankind.
Clarify that.
Well, yeah, just because there's the date and time in which it was written is clear. With, you know,
Who was
the man was everything. Yeah. So I get why certain things say man, but there's times where it's written as man, but it means basically
human.
Yeah. Oh, humankind. So what we're saying is, women out there, any quotes that we ever give, the pronoun is interchangeable.
We understand the value of a queen, like, period. Like,
listen to brother to the night over there.
The value of a queen. We can't do nothing without our queen. There's no loyalty like the loyalty of a beautiful queen.
Hey, you want me to get out the way? Come to the stage.
There's no loyalty like the loyalty. I wish they marketed and branded that, because that's what
Mr. Darius Lovehall.
That's where our world and our society would take off if we market and brand the loyalty that a goddess, a queen has for her tribe, like her kingdom, like just for real. Like, I've seen it with my mom, I've seen it with my sisters, I've seen it, and Steve looking at, look, you see that?
I'm just trying to give him the stage.
Yeah, so
my love joy fans.
Yeah, to the resistance, man. We go to the resistance, wherever they are,
wherever you might be listening. Keep saving, keep striving. We'll see you guys next time.
Peace.
Peace.
That might have been our best episode.